Welcome to a discussion many are having, perhaps in hushed tones, perhaps on social media, but rarely with the depth it deserves. Why isn't Gen Z fun anymore? It's a provocative title, I know, and it's not meant as a blanket condemnation of an entire generation. Instead, it's an exploration of perceived shifts in social dynamics, entertainment, and personal priorities that seem to define the youngest adult generation, especially when compared to those who came before them. From altered nightlife to new forms of interaction, let's unpack what's changed and why. One of the most immediate observations centers around nightlife and traditional social scenes. For previous generations, the bar, the club, the spontaneous party were often central to weekend plans. Drinking culture, while certainly not healthy in excess, was undeniably a major component of fun. Gen Z, however, exhibits significantly lower rates of alcohol consumption. Data consistently shows a decline in binge drinking and a rise in sober, curious movements among this demographic. While this is commendable from a public health perspective, it inevitably shifts the landscape of social gathering. Fewer people opting for shots and late-night dancing means less of the boisterous, often uninhibited energy that defined older generations' nights out. When a significant portion of a cohort is more inclined towards a quiet coffee shop or a meticulously planned non-alcoholic event, the vibe naturally changes. This leads us to the broader context of what fun even means to Gen Z for many. The definition has moved away from external stimulation, loud music, crowded spaces, risk-taking behaviors, and towards more curated, introspective, or digitally mediated experiences. Gaming, streaming content, creating content, engaging with online communities often take precedence over traditional face-to-face spontaneity. This isn't inherently less fun, but it is a different kind of fun. It's often highly individualized, or takes place within niche online groups, rather than the broad. Collective physical gatherings that characterized youth culture in previous decades, the pursuit of aesthetic experiences for social media, rather than genuine, unposed revelry, can also contribute to this perception. Mental health awareness, while crucial and positive, has also played a significant role in reshaping Gen Z's social landscape. This generation is arguably the most open about anxiety, depression, and burnout. While this transparency is vital for destigmatization, it also means a heightened sensitivity to overstimulation, social pressure, and potential triggers. Self-care isn't just a buzzword. It's a priority that often translates into choosing quiet nights in, limiting social engagements, or avoiding situations perceived as stressful or overwhelming. The pressure to always be on or constantly engaging in traditional, fun activities can feel exhausting rather than invigorating for many. The economic and political climate also cannot be overstated. Gen Z has come of age during a period of unprecedented global instability, economic precarity, and widespread anxiety about the future. Student loan debt, the rising cost of living, and the looming threats of climate change and political polarization create a heavy backdrop. When you're constantly worried about affording rent, finding a stable job, or the state of the planet, capacity for carefree abandon is significantly diminished. This isn't just about individual choices. It's about systemic pressures that reduce discretionary income, free time, and mental bandwidth for purely hedonistic pursuits. Fun often becomes a luxury or something that needs to be productive or serve a greater purpose. Furthermore, the omnipresence of social media has fundamentally altered how Gen Z interacts and perceives themselves. Every moment can be documented, curated, and judged. This constant public gaze creates a pressure to be perfect or to perform a certain version of fun rather than simply experiencing it authentically. The fear of cancellation, of saying the wrong thing, or of being caught in an unflattering light online can lead to a more cautious, self-aware approach to social situations. Spontaneous, messy fun often doesn't translate well to a perfectly curated Instagram feed or a viral TikTok, leading to a more reserved public persona. The line between personal life and public performance has blurred, making truly letting loose a risk. In conclusion, the notion that Gen Z isn't fun anymore isn't a moral failing, but rather a reflection of a complex interplay of cultural shifts, technological advancements, economic realities, and heightened social awareness. Their fun is often different, more intentional, more digital, more introspective, and perhaps more politically and environmentally conscious. They may not be frequenting dive bars or throwing wild, impromptu parties in the same way previous generations did. But they are building communities, advocating for causes, and finding joy in ways that resonate with their unique experiences. Perhaps the question isn't whether they're fun yet, but whether we're willing to expand our definition of fun to understand their world.